This is an AQA GCSE Coordinated Science Chemistry question based around a range of topics, including quantitative chemistry, energetics, and using chemistry. Have a go at each section, pausing as you go, and then review your answers at the end of the video. Here's Part A, Part B, Part C, and finally Parts D and E, a total of 12 marks. So let's take a look at question A. The question is about copper and fuels. Copper is extracted from low-grade ores by phytomining. Describe how this is done. You have got to learn this method step by step because it's, as you can see, a lot of marks for having that recall. So the first thing we do is grow plants on the low-grade ore. We then burn those plants. We take the ashes of those plants and we dissolve them in acid to make a copper solution, copper sulfate. And then we can displace the copper from that solution using scrap iron. You may also talk about it being done via electrolysis. Moving on to Part B, another method is bioleaching. A solution of copper sulfate is produced by bioleaching and it has a concentration of 0.319 grams per decimeter cubed. How many moles of copper can be produced from 1 dm cubed of this solution? So the first thing to do is work out the molecular mass. I've been given the atomic masses. If I'm not given them, they're on the periodic table. Copper sulfate comes to 159.5. Now note that this is in 1 decimeter cubed. We know there are 0.319 grams in 1 decimeter cubed. So if I know the mass and I know its MR, I can work out how many moles are in 1 dm cubed. So I take the 0.319, I divide by the 159.5, and that takes me to the answer of 0.002 moles. Moving on to Part C, copper used as a catalyst. How do the reaction profiles show that using a catalyst does not affect the overall energy change for the reaction? So the catalyst brings down the hump, but the reaction profile shows that the beginning and end energies are the same. The reactants and product energies have not changed, so the overall energy change is equal. Moving on to Part D, copper is a catalyst in a reaction to produce ethanol from carbon dioxide. Ethanol is used as a fuel. Suggest why producing ethanol from carbon dioxide is sustainable. So always read that question carefully. The key thing we're looking at here is about being carbon neutral. So what we want to say to get the 2 marks is that yes, when we burn ethanol, we are going to produce CO2. But it's equal to what has been used. It's equal to the carbon dioxide that has been taken in during the production of that ethanol. Because the ethanol has come from potentially growing sugarcane that uses carbon dioxide in photosynthesis. Moving on to Part E, chemistry plays an important role in sustainable development. What do we mean by sustainable development? It's a straightforward definition question. Sustainable development means we are meeting the needs of our generation without negatively impacting on future generations. That takes us to the end of the question. Thank you for listening.